saying is we need to bring it like that every day in our film preparation and our practice and everything that we do in the weight room and getting the proper rest and everything that's a part of becoming good. And but that really made a lot of sense to me. That if you'll bring it like you brought it, you're going to end up with a good football team. And you learn sometimes from good times, you learn sometimes from tough times. What's critical for us right now is that we learn. And again, I use the we as coaches, we as offensive players, we as defensive players, we as special teams players, we have to learn how we can just get a little bit better each and every day and go out and attack the University of Toledo. Toledo blasted Colorado, was 30-3 at one point. All you have to do, there's one little graphic in their media guide, which if it doesn't catch your attention and you play for Ohio State, then you're not paying attention. But if you just look at their games against BCS folks in the 2000s, they start the 2000s out with a 24-6 win over Penn State, at Penn State, of course. And just a year ago, a victory up in the Big House against Michigan. And if that doesn't give you a little bit of reality, Tim Beckman's going to do a good job there. Toledo is a great place. I think it's a great football job. You get tough kids. He's got his kids flying around. He's got a senior quarterback, which is, I think, critical in the transition. They've got a veteran guy who's been there, done that, and they've done a good job of moving the ball. He threw it like 69 times against Purdue. And they were playing Purdue pretty back and forth there and made a couple mistakes and then bounced right back 6 days later, had to play on a Friday night and thrashed Colorado pretty well. And so our guys know, meaning our coaches and our players know, that what's most important is that we analyze where we need to get better and then go to work on getting better and know that we're going to have a heck of an opportunity as we go to Cleveland Stadium, which in my mind will be a thrill for our guys. They sit there their whole lives watching those NFL stadiums, and now you have a chance to go play in one of them. It'll be a heck of an opportunity for them to go up and compete up there on the lake and against a very good team who's going to be flying around. Coach Beck starts blitzing as soon as they step off the bus. Here comes the safety. I mean, they bring it. And so it's going to be a tremendous opportunity. They'll have our defense spread out all over the field. And Coach Beck himself coordinates the special units. And he was always a creative guy. He was our punt block guy, punt return guy. And we did pretty good. We had a guy named Ginn, and we had a few guys that blocked some punts, and so it's going to be a heck of an opportunity for us and a heck of a challenge. And every day we need to grow.
Jim, amongst all the second...
How'd you know I was done?
Well, I'm sorry.
You could just tell?
It's a good pause.
Okay.
I didn't mean to jump in there.
The point was you've heard enough of my baloney. Okay, go ahead. I'm okay with that.
No. Amongst second guessing that's natural that goes on after a tough loss like that, is there any personal decision now or play call that you regret after thinking about it for a couple days?
Well, there's a lot of them. There's 150 some plays in that game. And, if you ask anyone on the offensive side, anytime it was third down and it didn't go, or it was third and 1 and it didn't go, or, you'd say, well, man, what if we'd have done this? Someone brought up over at the quarterback club, well, we probably should have run a quarterback sneak down in there. And that's very valid. It was the same guy that said that last year against Penn State we shouldn't have run a quarterback sneak. So, but yeah, you always question things, and you look at them and you say, was that the best thing based on what they were doing, and was that the best thing based upon what we thought we could do well? And when it works, you were right, You know, when it doesn't, you weren't. But that's the most difficult thing about playing or coaching, is that if you're really competitive, you think about the things you didn't do, and you forget all about the things that you did do. You know, absolutely. You know, someone brought to my attention that, you know, we had the discussion about should we have kicked a field goal or shouldn't we have, and that's a very valid discussion. We were furiously discussing that for 22 seconds or however long we had. And, you know, we did what we did, and the result was what it was. Someone reminded me that when we played Texas in '05, we did just the opposite. Now, they didn't remind me in those 22 seconds, but on Sunday they were saying, you know, that was just the opposite of what we did against Texas. We decided against Texas we were up by whatever we were, and it would have put us up by 8, and we went for it, and we had a pretty good guy, Josh Houston. I mean, shoot, he was a pretty good kicker, and we didn't make it. And, you know, Vince Young had 68 yards to work with, and worked with it, and you know, we came up short there. But, you know, you have to make decisions based upon what you think is the best thing for the team. I was very confident that for about the last 50 minutes of the game, you know, defensively, we'd done a pretty darn good job. You know, that if we kicked them down inside the 10, I was kind of hoping they would get inside the 10, but to the 14 was fine with me. That was good work. You know, that we'd be able to take care of business, and you know, you got to give them credit. I was talking with Coach Bruce yesterday. That number 4 for USC is a player. You know, he had a couple runs in there where we were in position and we didn't make the play, and he executed on a little route on 3rd and 9 that you know, he made the play, and 22-yard gain or whatever it was. And so, but yeah, do you go through that again? You know, because we've got a kicker that can make a 54, but we've also got a kicker that can miss a 54. Yeah, of course you go through that a million times.